see her light.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday on a Friday. So it's really I guess you could call it yeah, we'll call it a Homebrew Friday. Happy Homebrew Friday. I don't know if you've had this beer, Escape. It's an offshoot of the brewery from out in California. The brewery, B-R-U-E-R-E. This is called Offshoot Beer Company. And this is their Escape West Coast IPA. I had this earlier in the week, and it's really, really good. And this is the perfect beer to end on a Friday. So let's get this in a glass. I love me some West Coast IPAs. I want to say it's probably my favorite beer style is West Coast IPAs. Love them, love them, love them. And the funny thing is, well, you know, I am a malt fan. I think I like West Coast IPAs because they have good malt character to them. And for someone who likes malt, I mean, a West Coast IPA that's something I kind of miss in New England IPAs. The malts are just, you know, it's so, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them are good, but the majority of them are just like hot burn on your tongue and just kind of overdone, and the malt just gets lost in it. But you know, these, and they're not really meant to, I mean, they're meant to have a soft mouthfeel. And anyway, you know, let's get into this one. Cheers. Oh, what a good beer. So anyway, excited. And well, I'll talk about a couple of things. So congratulations to the SJ Pour. I actually filmed a Homebrew Wednesday on Wednesday, but I didn't like it, so I didn't post it. So this came in after I had talked about it, but I didn't have it. This came in, so I wanted to refilm this and talk about this because I'm pretty excited. But congratulations to the SJ Pour Challenge winners. Dennis Pine, that, you know, is it Pine or Pine? Just for the record, you know, is it pronounced like Chris Pine, Dennis Pine, or is it Dennis Pin? I think it's Pin. I wouldn't put a bet down on that, but I wouldn't put a wager, but congratulations. That mixed firm beer was freaking awesome. I did not get to try any of the other beers in the top three. I did try Nate Peacock's beer. I rated that one pretty high. That was a good New England IPA. So congratulations to Wally. I hope I get to try your coconut brown. Something tells me I will. But congratulations to Wally. Wally just keeps kind of circling the, you know, he said he's gonna quit if he doesn't make it next year, if he doesn't win. So that's bullshit. We can't have the SJ Pour Challenge competition without Wally in it. You know, it just wouldn't be the same. So, but anyway, congratulations to all the winners. Very, very cool. I'm proud of all you guys, and you know, yeah, I'm really excited that we went on and did the challenge. I was a naysayer. I was a hub for round one, and I was trying to convince SJ to cank it, and he said, "Hell no, we're doing it." And you know, I tell you what, we did it. So, and it was, you know, probably the only, I would almost say it might be the only homebrew competition, certainly with mail-in entries that went on during the COVID-19. I don't know. Maybe there were some other ones. I guess we probably aren't the only ones, but pretty close to it, I think. You know, hell, NHC got canceled this year, except for virtually. See, that's the thing of, you know, virtual is our lifeblood. That's our home turf. So COVID-19, we laugh in the face of COVID-19, the brew tubers, right? So, all right, let's talk about, first of all, I had my birthday on the 4th. You know, you might have heard people celebrating my birthday. You know, it gets kind of loud. Everybody, you know, they're so happy I was born. Everyone shoots off fireworks. So you probably heard it around the country, I would imagine. I'm a pretty popular guy. But that was cool. My neighbors came over and brought me all kinds of cool stuff. So I have this that I got, which was super cool. I don't know if I'm sure you've seen these before. I saw this for the first time at NHC, and it's really, really cool. It's got, you know, you put this little CO2 cartridge in here. This is a 64 ounce growler, and it came with a couple of CO2 cartridges, which is cool. So so I can take my beer around, keep it cold, keep it pressurized, and serve it the way it was. It's got a little safety. I can serve it the way it was meant to be. And it's got a little gauge here to tell you your PSI. How cool! I mean, this is just. I was blown away when I got this. I was not expecting. It was just neighbors. Some neighbors came over. We kept it social distance, and we hung out in their backyard. And so they bring this. Sorry about that. Daughter was coming down the stairs. But yeah, I was just. I was kind of. I don't want to say embarrassed or felt bad because, I don't know if I've given my neighbors any. Well, I will say this. I think the neighbors that got me that. I went back before COVID-19. I would drive the kids to school every day, so. I'd take my kids, swing by, pick up their kids, and then, I've been driving their kids to school for probably a couple of years now. I get into it. The kids, my kids don't. My kids in the morning, they're just like, all puffy eyed and sitting there and like looking at their phones. The neighbors' kids, our friends, I mean, they talk to me about what paper they're writing, and we talk about history. We talk about all the craziness going on in the schools these days. It's it's fun. I enjoyed it every morning. That was my routine on the way to work. That's, obviously kind of stopped with COVID-19. But anyway, I think they kind of did this because of that, but they didn't have to. I mean, it's my pleasure taking their kids to school. It's like one of the bright spots of my day. But anyway, I don't need this. I'm not reading anything. So I got that. So let's talk about this now. So this barrel is a project that I'm going to work on with Mr. Wally Feck. We're going to do a collaboration. I won't say what kind of beer it is because I don't know if, we didn't discuss whether we were going to share what kind of beer style was that we were going to work on. But we're going to collab on a recipe together for, pretty hefty beer and barrel age it. So I had never had a barrel before. I talked to Wally. He said either get a 5 or a 10 pound. So I got a 5 gallon or a 10 gallon. So I got a 5 gallon barrel. This one is I don't know if you can read it, but up here it says MX or M and CX, whatever. It's a MX and RX. It's a maple and rye barrel, and can I just say this thing smells like a freaking pancake. Oh, it smells so good. So anyway, so I got that. It also, it said users that bought barrel wax. So I'm going to have to read on the barrel wax. I don't know if I'm going to be sitting here smoothing, like, oh, pretty baby, my precious, rubbing the barrel wax on. I would assume it goes on the outside of the barrel so that you cover up the cracks or keep it from chipping. I don't know. I'll have to read and figure out. This is all new to me. I got this barrel cleaner. I think this thing may be ready to throw some beer in. I'm probably not going to have it for a month or so at least several weeks. But from talking to Wally, these things come kind of ready to go. So I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Do I need to cleanse it out with this stuff, or is this after I fill it up? So I got that, and then I got this, which is the Barrel Thief, which is I'm assuming kind of a thing that you put into the barrel and pull out a sample. So anyway, that's my my big news. I'm really, really excited about this. Have never done a real barrel aged beer before. So I think this weekend I'm gonna do a brew day. I'm gonna brew the IPA that I did. I was gonna call it Bench IPA. I used the Kveik yeast. I talked about it last week. That I'm not using the Kveik yeast again. There's something wrong. This is the second beer I've dumped now. I already dumped it. It fermented out perfectly. Looked good. Hit the right target gravity. So it was gonna be about 7%. But as soon as I smelled it and tasted it, it's like pure plastic. So something got into that yeast. So because that's the yeast that I took the flakes from NHC and I brewed with it, and it worked out great. I did a pale ale, and it worked fine. And then I harvested the yeast, and then I smeared it and put it on parchment paper and put it on a Tupperware thing and left it in the open air and let it dry, and then cracked it and put it in baggies and put it in the freezer. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it ferments fine. It just gets this strong plastic kind of quality that I'm just not a big fan of. So anyway, so there's that. So I'm gonna do an IPA this weekend. I you know, something about the ordering piece. I think I'm forgetting to go back in once I order and then update the amounts of the hops because I'm not getting the right amounts of hops. So I was going to do a kind of a Ron Mexico. I don't like saying Sabro. Ron Mexico and Simcoe kind of beer. Now it's going to have to be Ron Mexico, Simcoe, and maybe some Cascade and Galaxy. Because I didn't get enough hops that I'd asked for, so I'm gonna have to adjust a little bit. But it's gonna be it's just like this, a 7% dry West Coast style ale, IPA. Damn, this is good. Yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty good update. It's only been going on for more than 5 minutes. Let's see what else. I think that is about it. My son's got his birthday coming up this week. He's going to be 17. Holy shit. Is my son going to be 17? Yeah, my son is going to be 17. That's crazy. Is that right? 2003, 17. Yeah, he's going to be 17. Can you believe that? Man, I remember when the dude was like, you know, my son was premature, like 7 weeks premature, and when he was born, he was about the size of my hand. I'll put a picture here. But that was my son. He was born 7 weeks premature. So he's born at like week 33. My wife had like contractions like through her whole pregnancy. Didn't realize it. We're like, oh, it's just Braxton Hicks. We're walking around and she's like, you know, and everyone's like, oh my God, are you all right? And we're like, oh yeah, she's good, you know. So Logan was born, and you know, you saw there he was in the NICU. That picture I just showed was after you know, his bilirubin count went up, which is they turned jaundice, and we had to put him in this little heat lamp thing and they had all kinds of like IVs and stuff going in him. But anyway, dude is going to be 17. He's a senior this year. I can't believe it. Time has just flown. He's going to have, you know, he's done with school. I mean, it's all going to be virtual for him, I think, this year. So, I mean, school as we know it, you know, I guess hopefully the next time he gets into school in the brick and mortar will be when he goes to college. But yeah, I mean, he's a good dude. He was in my very first Homebrew Wednesday video as a little guy before his voice changed. And, you know, yeah, I love that guy. But so looking forward to that this week, you know, for Logan. And I think we're going to get him a gamer computer. You know, kids these days, they don't really ask for much, but when they do, it's usually a pretty hefty gift. But he's worth it. He's an awesome dude. His grades he was all A's this last year, and with all the stuff going on. So anyway, I'm digressing. Again, congratulations to all the SJ Pour winners. Have yourself a happy homebrew. Get you a barrel. Not a maple and rye, because that's my jam now. But get yourself a barrel and brew yourself and age yourself a barrel beer. Cheers.